Bolton, and I'm a local musician here in Cambridge, Ontario. I teach music and own 2 small businesses downtown here. One is Bolt Music, and the other is Iris Arts that sells locally handmade things. Iris is an attempt to feature quality items made by quality people. We just have come to love a bunch of artists in the area and I love their work and want to have a place downtown where we can showcase that. This is a beautiful downtown and it's very old, huge history, so I want to show off some of the arts that are here in this beautiful heritage town. Can I give you Bolt Music is my baby. Out of high school, I wanted to be a doctor. I was all about being a pediatrician, and then decided to take some time to travel. Went to Africa, I had a lot of fun, did some exploring, but then in that time I realized I don't miss the thought of going back and jumping into school. I miss making music and I miss creating and just wanted to perform, wanted to get going with that. And then I came back and people started off asking if I would teach guitar, so I followed that avenue and started teaching and just saying, sure, I can try, and then that grew and grew and grew. And now there's like 14 teachers and we're having so much fun teaching a bunch of different instruments. Now I also do a lot of booking of shows and like working with live acts and things like that, so that's been cool. When music wasn't yet able to be full-time, like just wasn't cutting it financially, it was still too small, I was working at a different job, moving furniture and doing stuff like that, along with teaching and performing. Monica and Graham walked in and they needed furniture because they were going to open this coffee shop, and it was really cool. So I actually helped them move some furniture into the space before it was open or before it was even renovated. The live events that we started doing, we started by working with them, hosting it in their space. Live events that we do at Monogram, we call the backlot sessions. And so it started off by using their upstairs room because it's this beautiful room, like all this red brick and like beams and perfectly hipster. But we decided to eventually bring it outside to make it like real backlot sessions. There's a parking lot where we would just have outdoor music all summer long. So people walking by can just pop over and have a seat and just enjoy it. My band is Shy Harry. We're a little trio. We've been going for a few years and we put out 1 album and just finished recording a 2nd album. First one's just self-titled, Shy Harry. There's a song on that album called Yestermind, and when writing that song, it was very much like different from the other songs on the album from a lyric standpoint. So we decided to call the 2nd album Yestermind. It's just the inspiration kind of for that 2nd album. We seem to attract the rock or blues audience. When we do a live show, it's kind of all ages. We'll have a ton of people in their 50s into the fact that it feels like raw and like old school rock in a way. But then we'll also have younger people that seem to enjoy the party aspect of it. Writing songs can be so random. Like it can be something that comes in 30 seconds. You're like, you know it's all there and you just have to spend the time writing it down. Other songs you fight with for years. There's been times where I write a song as I'm driving to a gig and I'm like, oh man, that sounds cool. And then I'll get to the show and I'll kind of noodle around and be like, yeah, that would work. Like, I kind of want to play this right now. Then I perform it right there, even though it's like I just wrote it 30 seconds before. Some of those songs last, some don't. It was like maybe shouldn't have performed that. It wasn't so good. But then other songs, yeah, you sit with and spend years working on. I love lyrics, so I tend to be about a good bass and like a good groove. You know, I'm a huge Led Zeppelin guy, and love Pearl Jam, love songwriters like Glenn Hansard and John Foreman. And there's guys who I find more and more, like as I discover what they're doing, I'm like, oh man, I totally took that for granted before, now I want to be able to do that. So, you know, something I've always appreciated about like John Mayer and Jimi Hendrix is their ability to hold down a bass and a rhythm while also doing lead lines. And that's been a huge thing for me as a guitarist, especially doing solo shows, trying to make it seem full without using a looper pedal and things like that. I would say every year it kind of morphs and gets adjusted because of what I've listened to, yeah.
Love is a melody I can't control.
One thing I find is everyone is musical. A lot of people don't think they are, or they think that they're not naturally as great as someone else. And some of that is true, like some people are born super like gifted where they can just jump on a guitar and start going. It's just about different avenues to get to where you need to go. So I find if people lock into the element of music that they feel comfortable with, whether it's rhythm or melody or what's going on, I say I work from there. Just immediate confidence in the fact that you are musical. It's just bringing it out in different ways.
This is not our song.
Singing in the sunshine, laughing in the rain, hitting on the moonshine, rocking in the crane. Got no time to pack my bags and push outside the door. Got a date I can't be late for the hell I'm living for.